Hi, beautiful people. Today we're going to be attempting to make this beautiful alter neck basque gown short dress. I'm going to be using my personal measurement, and yeah, first of all, we're going to draft the pattern. Please just stay with me. You're going to see me cut the fabric in the next video. It was getting too long. The next video is going to have the cutting and the sewing as well. So please just stay with me, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.
Equip my soul, find the real gold. I'll fulfill what I started.
Okay, so as you can see now, we're going to be starting with our brown paper, and I've gone ahead to draw the shoulder line. So that is just half an inch away from the top of the paper. And I'm labeling it now. This is going to be the center front of our dress. So first of all, we're going to go ahead with the vertical measurement, right? The first one is your bust point, your shoulder to bust point. Mine is 10 inches. Then shoulder to under bust point, mine is 13 inches. Then shoulder to waist measurement, mine is 16 inches. Then from the waist measurement, you're going to go down 9 inches. That's going to be the hips measurement. And when you take this measurement, you now go back again to the shoulder to take the full length. So I'm going to be using 36 inches for this. This depends on you. If you want to make it longer, if you want to make it knee length, three-quarter length, or even floor length, that's on you. But mine is going to be a short gown, just like you saw in the picture above. So we're going to go ahead to make to square out the lines, right? So this is the first line, that's the bust point line. Then the under bust line, then the waistline, the hip line, and the full length. I'm sorry you can't see the full length, but that's just the camera. I think that's the best the camera can do, or my tripod stand can go further. Basically, it's not really something I can put you through by speaking. And yeah, it's nothing big deal. You didn't miss anything, or you're not going to miss anything. And so basically just drawing out all the lines, squaring up all the lines. And after that, we are going to go ahead to take I think the neck measurement. Okay, sorry. Before that, we're going to label the lines. So shoulder line, like I said, bust line, under bust line, waist line, hip line, and the full length of the gown. My full length, sorry about that, you can't see it. So we're going to go to take the neck measurement. So I'm going 3 by 3. That's the width is going to be 3, the length is going to be 3. So obviously I have always said this when I'm doing my pattern. I like to cross check to make sure my lines are pristine. They are like very straight. So I always go twice to take the measurements before I draw the actual line. So after doing this, you go with your French curve, your curved ruler, and you draw out your curve. This is just basic pattern, basic bodice pattern. It's quite simple. So after doing this, we're going to go to take the shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 14. 14 divided by 2. That is 7. So when you take the 7 inches, you're going to come down by 1 inch rather, and you draw your straight line. So after you do this, we're going to go ahead to take our chest line now. Now to get the chest line, it's bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So my bust measurement is 36 inches. 36 divided by 6, that's 6 inches, and plus 1.5, that's 7.5. So I'm going to go to the shoulder line now, and I'm going to go down 7.5 inches. That's going to be my chest line. We're using this line to draw out our armhole. Now for the pattern, if you see the picture of the dress, we don't necessarily need the armhole, but we need it to, carve out the halter neck, the curve. So I'm just going to make sure the lines are pristine again. Just like I said, I like to make sure it's a straight line. So I'm going to draw out the 7.5 now. I'm using a pen. Sometimes I'm going to use a marker just to make sure you guys can see it clearly. So after drawing this line now, I'm going to come down. So I just want to make sure that you can see that's going to be 7 inches again. So the 7 inches for the shoulder line, that's what I took back there again, and I'm just squaring it out. right? So on this line now, we want to take our armhole measurement now. That's what I'm doing here. So on this line, we are going to the straight line I just made now. We're going to take the half of that line. But first of all, we are going to take our bust measurement. My bust measurement is 36, like I said, 36 divided by 4. So that's what I got here. I can't remember what I got. I think I got 8 or 9. But just the 6 divided by 4. Then you come to this straight line and take the midpoint of it and go in 0 0.5 inches. Then you curve it out. You carve it out rather. Or curve it out. I think that's still the same thing. So you're going to just curve that out, and you have gotten your armhole. It's as easy as that. Very, very easy. So we're going to go to take our nipple to nipple measurements. My nipple to nipple is 7 inches. 7 inches divided by 2. That's 3.5. Remember, this is on fold. So that means when you're cutting it, you're going to put it like this on the fabric that is on fold, that's folded together, and you cut it out. That it's going to give you like the whole front measurement. So everything has to be divided by 2. So we're just taking out our that line. So when you take the 3.5 measurement, that's the nipple to nipple measurement, you take it on the bust line, the waistline, the under bust line. And then from the waistline, you go down by 4 inches. You don't take it down to the hip line. Then from the bust line, you come down by 1 inch. That way, it's the that is not like directly on your nipple. I hope you understand that. Then you go to the waistline and take half an inch on both sides, and then you roll it out. So it's very, very self-explanatory. Like basic body stop is quite literally one of the easiest patterns to do. That's aside from skirts. So you just roll this out, and that is we are literally almost done for the front pattern, right? So after doing this, now we're going to take out our the circumference of all our measurements, right? So if you don't have a calculator, if you're using your phone to do the calculation and your phone is making the videos or whatever, you just have to take your measurement, and my waist measurement is 28. 28 divided by 4. You like the way I'm doing my tape rule now. You can just do it on calculator. It's not really hard, or you do it the way I'm doing now, and you get your measurements. You twist the rope or bend the rope into the staple into 4 places, and you get your measurement. So my waist is 7 inches, my bust is about 8 or 9, and my okay, I think it's 9. I'm not very good at math. I think it's 9 inches I got there. Then my hips is 40 inches. 40 inches obviously divided by 4 is 10. So that's basically it. I'm going to extend my armhole line by 1 inch, just because we need to give it like a proper allowance for the armhole. When you're making your top, if you want it to have like a sleeve, always put extra allowance. It's better for the allowance to be a lot more than for it to not be enough, because you can take it out, but to add more, you can add, but it's not going to be as neat. But anyway, so I'm just going to curve out my um the lines. The upper part, I just took a ruler and straightened it out. The lower part, make sure the curve is a little bit there. Anyway, so this part where I'm taking the alternate line, right? I went, if you see the neck part, there's like half an inch away from the neck measurement before I took the alternate um measurement, or the alternate curve or lines before I drew it out. So just remember that. Place your curve ruler well and carve it out. And basically that's it for the front part. So I'm just going to go ahead now and cut all this out. So we are going to use the front bodice pattern to create the back pattern. Now this is again, I have like a pattern on my page on my YouTube, where you can get make learn how to make patterns like front and back. But just because this is not something very serious, it doesn't really need all that detail. I'm going to use the front bodies to create the back. Now I realize that I could have done this. I could have just put like folded this pattern together and done everything I want to do at once, but I rather show you this way. So I'm just squaring out the line for the neck. Now remember, we're going to be using a zip for this. And zip allowance is 1.5. That is what I'm drawing right now. right? So make sure you square the neckline because neck is going to be very different from the front. The back neck is always different from the front. So when you do this, you're going to take your ruler. I have like a very big, very long ruler, and I'm just going to square that out now to just rule a straight line. So after doing this, I'm also going to rule the straight line of the neck. Okay, no, not neck. Rather neck, right? What am I saying? After doing this, I'm just going to the waist now because your waist, the back waist is not straight, right? So I'm going to take half an inch out, in rather, and from the just what I'm doing, just do exactly what I'm doing. I think everyone like I've done this in my previous videos, so it's not new. I hope it's not new. So I'm going to go down 1.5 on the neck now. The back neck is different, very different from the front. So always be careful with this. We're going to take 1.5 and we're going to square it out. And there was one time I made a like a shirt for my brother, one of my brothers, and I forgot to do this. I just that was when I started sewing new. They just taught us how to make men's clothes, and I remember it was so funny. Anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead now to square this out, or rather to curve this out. Don't curve it at the zip line, curve it exactly where the neck is supposed to start from. Remember the zip extension is just an extension, so your measurement is not supposed to start from the beginning of the zip line. So I'm just going ahead to take my dart line. Now you can do this any way you want to do this. Sometimes I would advise that maybe the zip line now you add 1.5 plus 3.5. That's going to give you like 5 inches, and just take the measurement like straight up instead of doing all these things. But for shorter cuts, for I just did not want to do all that again. So I'm just trying to make everything like fast and be done with it. So after doing this, I'm going to go ahead to straighten the line or square the line out. Then just the same way we did for the front, your half an inch on both sides for the waist. So this is me just measuring to make sure it's correct, and that's 5 inches for everything. So again, um, I'll go down by 1 inch. You don't need to go down by 1 inch here. I just realized it as I'm speaking now because I was just so focused on making sure it's identical to the front. But for the back, you don't have like a bust point at the back, so you don't need to go. You can just your dart should just go completely all the way up to the bust point, to the bust point. So you don't need to take this, and I'll make sure I ignore that on the fabric. So after doing this, you're going to now take the circumference of the gown. So I realized again that I should have just taken everything before I started doing the that, but that's fine. I just placed it back well and made sure there's no gap in anything. So after doing this, I went with my rulers, the curved ruler and my straight ruler, and I ruled out the I just ruled out the lines just like you see me doing now. You can trace it out with your hands. If you have a tracer, you can trace it out with your tracer, but that seems like a lot more work than what I'm doing right now. So I just decided, you know, nothing wrong with working smart instead of hard. So after doing that, I'm just going to go ahead to curve this part as well. And that's basically it. I'm going to cut everything out now for the back. So we've just taken our back, we've just made our back pattern. So just label it now. So there's no error again. And yeah, just watch me cut it out. So initially I was going to put everything in one video, but this is already 19, almost 20 minutes, literally 20 minutes. I think by the time I post it, it's going to be 20 minutes because as I'm recording now is 19 minutes, 59 seconds, 48 nanoseconds. So I didn't want to do all that. It's going to be I felt like it was going to be too overwhelming even for me. So I recorded this like 7 a.m. in the morning today, Saturday, and I'm going to make sure it goes out today because this August we are going to do better than last month. So I'm going to go to my parents' house where I have free internet and upload this before I leave to go back to my house. And Yeah, I'm going to post it. I made it this morning. I'm posting it this morning. I'll make the gown today as well or tomorrow, depending on how stressed I am by the time I come back. And I'll make sure it goes up by Saturday morning as well next week. Yeah, I'm very, very like determined to stay on routine this month. In fact, for the rest of the year. Yeah. So after we're done cutting that out now, thank you for listening to my TED Talk. But after we're done cutting that out now, we want to create the basque part. Yeah, so what I'm doing now, ignore it. I just my brain was not thinking well. So go to the sides of your pattern and measure 3.5, then go to the bottom of your center front, right? Oh, I think, let me see. Okay, you can barely see, but at least it's something. Go to the bottom, measure 3 inches. Okay, good. I brought it out now. I realized that maybe I don't need to have the top being very visible. Go to the bottom, measure 3 inches, and take your curved ruler, right? You can as well do this with your hand, depends on you. There is no like compulsory way to do this. So just go there and you're going to roll it. You do this for the other side as well. Remember, the sides go down by 3.5. Again, that is not even like a set in stone rule. You can go 2, you can go 4, depends on how low you want the basque to be, and go down by 3. Now, this side, now center back, remember there is a zip allowance. So I'm just going to put my zip allowance and put my measurements again. So remember, always put your zip allowance for distance. We're not going to be starting from the zip allowance because the zip allowance is an allowance that's going to be closed. So yeah, and I'm just going to roll this out. If you want it to be a lot more curvy, you can use your hand to turn it to make it a lot more curvy. But I liked it like this. I don't want any too much serere. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead to cut this out now. Now towards the ending of this video, like by the time I finished doing everything, I realized that my storage was full. Can you imagine? This is a new phone that was given to me in May, like 256 gig, and it's full already. What am I even doing? Anyway, that's besides the point. So I'm going 1.25, right? I'm going to rule 1.25, five different pieces. And I'm going to draw a straight line because we are going to use the slash and spread method. Now, slash and spread method is not a method I enjoy doing. I'm not going to lie to you. Every single time I've tried to do this, I don't want to say regret it. A lot of time, like I've tried to do it twice. Let me not lie. I've tried to do it twice, and the two times, one of them, I just give up halfway, and I don't like doing it. I really don't like doing it. The other one, it turned out really pretty, but still, I don't like doing it. So the slash and spread method, we are going to slash it. I'm going to show you in the next video, right? We're going to slash it, put it on another paper, and spread it, just like it sounds. So I'm labeling it now just so I don't get confused. I'm going to label CB1, CB2, CB3, then the other CB5, just to make sure the 1 and 5 are not put in different places. I'm going to put that aside there. That way you don't get confused. You make sure you know which side is going to the side and which side is going to the center front part. But yeah, I'm going to do the same thing here. And I was quite lucky that the storage decided to like die out on me at this part. I still have 1 more minute left, but it's decided to die out on me. But exactly what we did in the front, that's what we're doing here as well. We're going to go 1.25 and slash and spread, or rather roll a straight line, then you slash and spread. I'm going to slash and spread. I'll create more space by the time I'm done here. By the time I upload this, I'll delete this again and create more space. Hopefully I'll be able to show you everything else. And yeah, so basically I'm just pinning this together so it stays with its own and we are not confused later down the line. That's basically it for now until my storage finishes. But thank you for watching. Thank you for staying to the end. If you did stay to the end, I definitely appreciate you. I hope to see you again. I hope you have a wonderful new month. Oh, yeah, that's true. Happy new month. Happy August. I hope your August treats you well,